everybody, it's Jewelyn. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my home here in Santa Monica, California. It is Thursday afternoon. I had the morning off and I am going to teach my night classes and head to Las Vegas tonight for the work weekend. I feel like it's been a hot minute since I've been in Las Vegas. And before I go ahead and spend a couple of days away from my collection, I thought it'd be perfect to do my annual series, my top 10 favorite plants currently in my collection. Because my collection is 200 plus plants, I don't think it's very fair for me to do only 10. So I do break it down in 3 categories: cacti, houseplants, and succulents. And these videos are very fun for me because it actually makes me think about if I only could choose 10, what would they be and why. So I'm going to be going ahead and placing the names onto the screen if I can go ahead and find them. A lot of my plants are still unidentified, so if you know any of the plant names, definitely leave them in the comments down below. And at the end of each video for my top 10 series, I'll be doing a little giveaway, so stay tuned for the end of the video for more details and see how you can go ahead and enter. In no particular order, and this is definitely hard for me, I want to go ahead and highlight 10 cacti babies. Who knows, there may be a bunch of babies that maybe are currently new to the collection that I have not been able to plant up. So let's see where they stand. So here's my first baby. Now this one is a weird and interesting one. I picked this one up in my local nursery here in Santa Monica, California. This has been recently acquired in my collection. It's currently living in a terracotta planter. I absolutely love this guy, and when I seen him, it was definitely like a moment where it set me back. Now when I first laid my eyes on him, there was no doubt that I wanted to bring this one home. I love the quirkiness of it, and the cool thing is that it is blooming, as you can see, in beautiful orange blooms. Like, how beautiful is that? For the most part, I don't have to water my cacti collection. It just rained yesterday morning and a little bit today, so I have not been watering any of my cacti. And you guys know, if you keep up with my channel, there's been a lot of rain in my city for the beginning part of this year, so it's kind of been a little stressful for my collection. But for the most part, if I had to water this, I probably would want to water it maybe 2 to 3 times a month, if that. But this is actually the first time that I'm taking notice that a bunch of the blooms are starting to pop up, and I love that, because when I first originally got it, it was just forming these orange little tips here. So I think this is a great cacti to have. It's kind of interesting how I'm gravitating towards these weird looking ones. And this particular cacti I've never seen before. I know when I had introduced this plant on my channel, I think maybe 1 or 2 of you guys knew about this particular plant, but it's definitely a rare one, and I am loving this plant. I will keep you guys posted. It'll probably make it in my pot of fame for March, just because the blooms are slowly popping up, and I think that is so cute. I'm gonna have to definitely get some pictures of this, and I'll keep you guys posted. So sound off down below if you have this plant and how old is it. This thing is pretty tall, and as you can see on the bottom, there's a lot of fallouts that I just kind of been having it lay down on the bottom part of the planter and propagating itself. So maybe I will be giving away a few cuttings to my plant friends, so we'll see. But for the most part, if I have any fallouts, I just have them laying down on the top of its planter, and it'll just propagate itself. So shout out to baby number 1. So here's the next one I want to highlight, and actually I just put this Pseudo Zigzag cactus in this planter this morning, and I didn't film it for the channel, but when I picked it up, I was like, no, you know what, I just got a new planter from downtown LA that would be perfect for you. Definitely could not pass up not including this baby in today's video. The original planter I had at the time was way too big for this one, but I did want to plant it up at that time. So what do you guys think about its variegation? I think the pseudo zigzagness of it all is so stunning. This is such a statement piece. And you know, if I had like maybe 1 or 2 cacti, I would definitely want to have this one, because it's a statement piece. I mean, take a look at the variegation of it all. I know, I think maybe 1 or 2 of you guys have cuttings from this plant, but besides maybe 1 other retail space, I might have seen the Pseudo Zigzag for sale. I think that was in San Juan Capistrano, but it wasn't for sale, guys. So to me, I consider this, at least where I'm from, a very rare cacti. Sound off down below if you live in a city that this plant is rare, or is it a common cacti. Sound off down below. I'm kind of interested to see all of the plants that I do have, if they're common plants or not so common plants in your area. But come on, this is so cute. and I absolutely love this. So I'll keep you guys posted. Again, because of its variegation, it is a slow grower, and I'm very patient with this one. So we'll see if there's any new growth. I know there's a small little baby down there, but to me it looks the same. It hasn't grown since I've gotten it, and I picked this up from a plant nursery in San Gabriel, and I filmed that. Come with me, so if you guys are interested, go ahead and check it out. Again, I have hundreds of videos. You guys probably see me plant this one up, I think with my grandma. I did a big planting video with her, and I love this. So stay tuned. I'll keep you guys posted if there's any changes on this one, but definitely a slow grower. It's getting pretty tough, guys, but I think I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out, and I can't pass up my Rickrack Cactus. So this is my original Rickrack Cactus. I do have another one. I'll share it with you so you can see. I love them both equally. This plant has given me 3 blooms. 3 blooms I have never seen because I was in Las Vegas when it happened, and they were all at different times. And when it came home, it was already past its time. So that was very unfortunate. So I hope that when it blooms, I'll be home again, because I'm home more than I was last year. I know there's one part of the plant that is about to bloom, so I'm gonna, here it is. So I'll definitely keep you guys posted when it blooms on me. Like, take a look at that. Isn't that so cute? So, and also there's a lot of new growth here. This plant was purchased in West Hollywood at one of my favorite nurseries here in the city. So far, so good. I see a lot of growth happening on this plant, so I'm not mad at that. I'll share with you my other one. So this is my second Rickrack Cactus. I love them both equally. I know a bunch of you guys have rooted cuttings from this baby. I still have a couple left, so if you guys are interested, reach out to me. But how fun is that? I love this so much. This planter I got from, I believe, Home Goods. And this particular Rickrack goes in and out of my home. It just depends. It did get rained on yesterday, so I'm definitely not going to give these any water anytime soon. It rained yesterday, so none of my cacti will be getting water anytime soon. But a lot of new growth, if you guys can see. Very easy plant. So shout out to my Rickracks for making it yet again on today's top 10. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's getting hard, guys, because I love them all, and I have so many favorite types of cacti I like to collect. You guys know I love epiphyllums and Rhipsalis. I think what I'm gonna do is go outside to grab my next one. Here is the next baby I would like to highlight. So this is another San Gabriel find. I guess, yeah, 2 of them from San Gabriel back to back. Isn't that something? Here's an update of my rescue epiphyllum. So this is an epiphyllum hybrid, and if you take a look, there's a lot of damage to the plant. I purchased it like this, and like when I came home, I then realized I should have asked for a discount because half of the plant got murdered. Like, take a look at that. Isn't that awful? But I want to give you guys an update. As you can see, the redness on it is getting more dominant on this plant as we get into the warmer months. But update, guys, do you see this? Isn't that so darling? They look like little blooms about to happen. They're all popping up on the edge, if you can see that. So I'll keep you guys posted. This was not there when I purchased the plant, so this is all new growth, and this currently lives in the front of my home. I love this thing so much. I have it just in a Walmart planter. So far, so good. I want to keep it in here for now. I want to be able to have all of my epiphyllums in white planters. I am so in love with this plant. Sound off down below, guys, if any of you know the exact ID on this hybrid. So with epiphyllums, I just keep collecting them. I love them so much. I think epiphyllums and Rhipsalises, I just will keep collecting them, even though if I can't ID them, I think they're just fun to have. So sound off down below, guys, if you like collecting epiphyllums. One of the retail spaces that I do buy my plants at, even the owners do not know the name of the exact ID, so that's kind of discouraging. But I'm sure in time I'll be able to identify my plants. So if any of you guys know the exact name of this hybrid of this epiphyllum, sound off down below. Again, I love collecting them. It's just so hard for me to find their names because they're just kind of on the rare side. They're not very common plants. I know there is probably a big community of people who love epiphyllums. So if any of you guys know, sound off down below. But I definitely wanted to give you guys a little update. Definitely gonna have to take some pictures to document the growth. So shout out to my epiphyllum hybrid for making it in today's top 10. Okay, I know you guys are probably not surprised that I include this plant in my top 10 But here is my newest weirdo. This is my Rhipsalis, and again, it wasn't identified in the Reseda nursery that I got it at. It's a fairly new baby to the collection. I think this thing is so cool. I don't know how old this plant is. It's probably really old, and when I rescued it, it wasn't a planter that I feel like it's been in its entire life. There is small little new growth if you take a look here. From my experience, guys, this is a rare plant because this is the only time I've ever seen this particular Rhipsalis in any of the retail spaces I shop at. I will go ahead and propagate any of the fallouts. I think I have like maybe 1 or 2 fallouts. Like when I went to pick up the plant, this fell off, but it's rooted. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick this back in the planter. There's a lot of aerial roots if you take a look here. Right there, you will see some aerial roots. Sound off down below if any of you guys have this particular Rhipsalis. I mean, it is cool. I love its weirdness. I love the color of it, how it has hues of light green and yellow on it. I do not have anything like this, and I think that's what made me gravitate towards this plant, is that it has its own personality. I have not come up with a name yet for this one, so sound off down below if you have any interesting names that I could go ahead and name this one. I got this in Reseda with Catherine, I want to say just maybe a couple weeks ago, guys, and so far so good. I have it in a terracotta, and it's on my Tiffany blue plant stand in my patio, and it lives outside full time. Obviously, I would love to see this in a macrame hanger. Like if I had high ceilings, this would be a really cool one to have in my patio. I think it would be a good look, but for now it is on my Tiffany blue plant stand. As I enter into my space, this is one of the first plants that I do see. So a lot of new growths since I've gotten the plant, so I can't wait to see where this plant takes me. I'll keep you guys posted. I have 5 more to go. Now this is really tough for me because I love them all, but I'm definitely gonna have to include my AMAC euphorbia. I brought it, I carried it here so I could share it for the channel. Here is my next baby that I want to go ahead and include. This is my variegated AMAC euphorbia. It is really big. It is so big that only this part of it will fit in the frame, but I'll go ahead and try to bring it up so you can see without me hurting myself. But here is the plant. As you can see, it is really big, and I love this thing so much. This is such a statement piece to have. If you're a cacti collector, you're definitely going to want to get an AMAC variegated euphorbia in your collection at one time and point in your plant life. And I finally got mine recently. Isn't that funny that this is also from San Gabriel? So 3 of my plants in the top 10 came from San Gabriel. That must mean something. Maybe I have to go back, guys. Sound off down below if you would like me to take the channel back to the San Gabriel nursery. I know I went there with Catherine and went there with my grandma for the channel. Haven't been there since because it's very far from me. This came with 2 babies. I propagated both of them. I know 2 of you guys ended up with it, so I have plant friends in different places. That's really fun. This plant is a slow grower. I don't know when I'm gonna get babies from it again, but you know, I thought that it'd be nice to go ahead and share with you guys, and if I'm able to do that and not hurt the plant or damage the plant, I don't mind sharing cuttings. So 2 of the babies that came with it left, and it's in their new homes. And then I have the mother plant here. I don't know when it's gonna give me another baby. Sound off down below, guys, if you have an AMAC variegated euphorbia, and if so, is it as big as mine's? Because mine's goes like pretty high up. It's a tall one for sure. It's definitely the biggest plant that I do have as far as for cacti size wise. This is the biggest one that I do own. It's definitely a statement piece. I might want to try to move him in a different place, just because where I have him, if you see my plant collection for my outside part 1 of my tour, he's just in the mix with all of them, but I feel like he's such a statement piece, he needs to be somewhere else. So we'll see, but for now he lives in the front of my home, so this will definitely have to make it in the top 10. I think this will never get out of the top 10 because it was definitely one of my dream plants. So I think out of all of the plants that I have in today's video that I wanted and knew of was the AMAC variegated euphorbia. Everything else was just like spur of the moment purchases. I think out of all of the 10 plants, I think maybe 1, 2, or 3 of them were definitely dream plants. I know the Rickrack is, another plant I'm about to share is, and the AMAC for sure were dream plants of mine. So I'm very, very happy that I finally have the AMAC in my collection. These particular plants that I got from San Gabriel are recently acquired in my collection, and it's kind of funny how they made it in today's top 10. Okay, this is gonna be a tough one because I have so many different types of Rhipsalis. But I'm gonna have to include another one. This one is probably one of my most recent purchases. I don't know, it's hard to tell because I buy plants every week. This one is still in its nursery planter. I would like to dedicate a cacti planting with Jewelyn episode, planting up a bunch of cacti and succulents that I recently got in my collection. This is one of them. As I got poked grabbing this guy, ow. So this is one of my newest Rhipsalis, otherwise known as the mistletoe cactus. Now, can you guys imagine it like in a terracotta or a white planter? So stay tuned. This is such a cool find, and again, I have a huge Rhipsalis collection. I will do Jewelyn collective videos highlighting a bunch of my plant collections after I'm done with the top 10, so stay tuned. I'll definitely do a Rhipsalis one. I think this is the longest growth of the whole mother plant. Yes, it is. It is so cool, guys, and I can't wait to come back to my home next week and start planting up my new plant babies that I haven't gotten to yet, this one included. So sound off down below if you have this one, and what do you think about the size of mine? I think it's a pretty good size considering I just bought it like this. I think 50% of my Rhipsalises are on the smaller side, so I think now that I'm able to get some larger Rhipsalises in my collection, it makes it a little bit more fun for me. But again, as you can see, I'm a huge fan of Rhipsalis. This is like the third one I'm including in today's top 10. So sound off down below, what do you think about this one? I just got this in Fallbrook, California, and that's about halfway between here and San Diego, so very far from me. It was at this nursery that I did a come with me, so if you guys haven't seen that particular Fallbrook come with me, go ahead and check it out because it was a really cool one, and I found this in the greenhouse. So shout out to that one plant nursery all the way out there for having such cool random plants. This was definitely a needle in the haystack type plant because at that particular nursery there was a lot of common succulents and cacti, but this was like one of the few rare ones that caught my eye. So shout out to yet another Rhipsalis in today's top 10. I guess keeping on the theme of new plants not planted up yet in a planter, I'm gonna have to include this guy in today's top 10. Why? Because of all of its dimension and its variegation. So as you can see, I do have an acquired taste in plants. I love variegated plants and I love the weird ones. So this I recently acquired in my collection. It's still in a nursery planter. I would probably like to have this in a white planter, if not terracotta. So stay tuned for an upcoming planting with Jewelyn. I'll get these ones planted up very soon when I'm back from Las Vegas. Catherine has the same one. It's actually in her top 10 as well. So that's kind of interesting, right? There is a little baby right here. So we'll see when I go ahead and plant this up how easy it is to transplant this and not have fallouts. I definitely want to be very careful. I do see a bunch of fallouts here. I got this at one of the vendors in the Pasadena Rose Bowl flea market, which actually went up today live on the channel. And I know you guys like when I take you guys to the flea markets. That's probably one of my favorite places to do plant shopping. And I noticed that I will buy plants that I see all the time in retail spaces at the Rose Bowl flea markets. It's kind of interesting because the plants that I do buy at the flea markets, half of them I see in all the time in retail spaces, but yet it's more exciting for me to get it at a flea market. Sound off down below if you guys are the same way. Let me know if you guys have this variegated guy in your collection and how big is it. There's a lot of personality to this, so stay tuned for an upcoming planting with Jewelyn. And wow, I cannot believe these new babies just took spots from the existing babies that's been in my collection for a long time. That kind of says something. I don't know, I love them all, but it's kind of interesting how these new babies just stole my heart really quickly. All right, here it is. I'm gonna have to stand up for this one or maybe kneel on my chair so I can get a better hold of this plant. This is Bob Marley, another cool epiphyllum. Look at all of his growth. He's such a rad plant. He's really cool. There's so much growth here if you can see. And if you look here on the top, there's some new babies popping out on this plant. I have a bunch of cuttings from this one, so if any of you guys are interested, reach out to me on a direct message on Instagram. How stunning is this thing? This particular epiphyllum I purchased in West Hollywood, which is so interesting that I'm getting like my epiphyllums from there too. I got this kind of recently. It's been living in the front of my home, right in front of my wooden gate, because I just love walking into my space and seeing this. It's such a statement piece. I have it in a Walmart planter. So far so good. So there's a lot of pumice and coco coir in here. I have it really on the light side when it comes to its soil mixture. Sound off down below if you guys love Bob Marley just as much as me. He's definitely going to forever be in my top 10 for cacti because I love him so much. He's such a rad statement piece. And right away when I seen him, guys, there was no question. I didn't care how much he was. I actually don't remember how much I paid for him, but he was not cheap. So I will continue to propagate him if there's any more fallouts. So stay tuned on that. And shout out to Bob Marley for stealing my heart so quickly. Alright guys, so can you guess who is taking the last spot of today's top 10? I'm so blown away. I can't even. This is my newest baby and I just planted her up yesterday. My beautiful epiphyllum. This is my Cactus Fern. How stunning is this thing? I'm gonna go ahead and turn it this side so you can get another point of view of her. I am loving this particular plant. I can't believe I got it. It's definitely one of my dream plants. I'm gonna go ahead and try to lift it up like this so you can see exactly how long its trails is. It is such a stunning piece to have. I love the foliage. It is so stunning. I do have maybe 1 or 2 cuttings from it from falling off in transport. I'm trying to propagate it. I never want to give up this plant. This is such a stunning plant to have. Sound off down below if you have one and how big is yours. Is it big like mine's or smaller? And how do you have your plant styled? Because I have mine in a cocoa liner basket. This is my first cocoa liner basket. Guys, I'm so happy how this turned out as far as for styling. I could not think of a better way to style this particular plant. Sound off down below, what do you think about my beautiful Cactus Fern? It is so stunning, guys, and I can't believe I have this plant in my collection. So that is going to conclude my top 10. So let's go ahead and place this back and then we'll wrap up the video and talk about the giveaway. Okay guys, let's go ahead and talk about the giveaway and the giveaway rules, and also shout out to my cute vintage thrifted denim dress with fringe and conchos. I got this thrift from downtown Long Beach in Retro Row. I love me vintage fashion. It's like the perfect time of the year, I think, right now to use this dress. So shout out to vintage fashion. In today's giveaway, and the rules apply no matter what the giveaway is and when it is. My rules are always the same. You have to be subscribed to this channel, I Love Jewelyn, as well as my vlog channel, Miss Jewelyn, which by the way is a really cool channel. You get to see what I do outside of the main channel. Vlog related things include food and travel, and sometimes I like doing smoothie talks. I think now that the weather is a little bit cooler, I'll be doing more smoothie talks, so stay tuned for that. Right now I have my Egypt content going up, and then you get to see what I do when I travel. And my vlog channel is super cool, so if you guys haven't subscribed to that or watched the content, definitely go ahead and support that channel. I do all things food and travel related. My Travel with Jewelyn series is a fun one, and I have my Egypt content up there right now. So go ahead and subscribe to that channel if you haven't. You also have to be following both of my Instagram accounts, _ILOVEJEWELYN, and my plant account, Planting with Jewelyn. And also leave a comment down below, where do you live, city, state, country, and also what is your #1 current cacti in your collection. I would love to know down in the comments below. And if you don't have any cacti, what is your dream cacti that you would like to get? I would love to know in the comments down below. I'll go ahead and pick a winner 1 week from the time this video goes live. I'll announce it on my Planting with Jewelyn Instagram. I'll reach out to you in a direct message. And also with your YouTube profile, you have to have it public so that I can go ahead and see that you are subscribed to the channels. All of the information will be in the description bar as far as for the rules. So let's go ahead and talk about the giveaway in today's video. So you guys know how much I love anything animal related when it comes to planters. Well, I've been shopping a lot and I've been saving up these planters for a future giveaway. I got 3 animal planters that I will be giving away to 1 lucky winner today. Here's a little close-up look on them. So cute. You guys know how much I love owls and elephants, and I got a little fox. So these are gonna go to 1 lucky winner. They're absolutely adorable. Whoever wins this, please send me a picture of plant babies planted up in them so I can go ahead and share it on the channel. These are absolutely adorable, and this is open to anyone international or in America, it doesn't matter where you live. So this giveaway is open to anyone, regardless if you're in the same country as me or international. And that's the cool thing about planters, I can ship them anywhere. And that is going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys enjoy my series that I like to put on the channel on a quarterly basis. So stay tuned. Right now it is beautiful. Springtime is here, March is here. I thought it'd be a perfect time to go ahead and bring out the top 10 series on the channel again. Hope you guys enjoyed the cacti edition. Stay tuned for the succulents and the houseplants. This was definitely a hard one for me. And if you're new, welcome to the channel. I have hundreds of videos on this channel. I do daily uploads, so if you're new, welcome. Hit the subscribe button, bell notification to be notified on the daily uploads. You can find more on my blog at ilovejewelyn.blogspot.com. Until next time, aloha from Santa Monica, California. Bye!